Our top story comes from the White House, where President Obama went out of his way to steal some of the Super Tuesday spotlight from the Republicans by holding his first news conference in 3 months. In a reference to some of his GOP opponents, the president said people talking about war with Iran don't understand the burdens of Commander-in-Chief. Among the questioners today was Chief White House correspondent Norah O'Donnell, who joins us tonight. Norah?
And Scott, the president fiercely defended his Iran policy, and he accused his Republican rivals of recklessly beating the drums of war with a lot of tough talk. The president said pointedly that war is, quote, not a game.
What's said on the campaign trail, those folks don't have a lot of responsibilities. They're not commander-in-chief. And when I see the casualness with which some of these folks talk about war, I'm reminded of the costs involved in war.
On Iran, the president's preference for tougher sanctions and diplomacy is under fire from Republicans. Rick Santorum today called it appeasement, and Mitt Romney has said if Mr. Obama is reelected, Iran would get a nuclear weapon.
The one thing that we have not done is we haven't launched a war. If some of these folks think that it's time to launch a war, they should say so. And they should explain to the American people exactly why they would do that and what the consequences would be.
Mr. Obama also said the notion that a choice to strike Iran must be made in the coming months is not supported by intelligence. U.S. officials say the Iranian regime has not yet decided to build a nuclear weapon.
When we haven't thought it through and it gets wrapped up in politics, we make mistakes. And typically it's not the folks who are popping off who pay the price. It's these incredible men and women in uniform and their families who pay the price.
The president is keenly aware that tension over Iran has contributed to the rising cost of gas, and he acknowledged that higher prices won't do him any favors when it comes to the 2012 campaign.
Just from a political perspective, do you think the president of the United States going into re-election wants gas prices to go up higher? Is there anybody here who thinks that makes a lot of sense?
This is the first time the president has had a press conference this year, and Scott, he seemed eager to join the debate and also defend his record from Republicans who've been tearing it to pieces over these past few months.
It was also interesting today when the president said that there's no reason to make a decision on Iran in the next month or 2 months. Norah, thanks very much. One of the highlights of the news conference was the president's answer to a question from Norah about Super Tuesday and his Republican opponents.
Mitt Romney has criticized you on Iran and said hope is not a foreign policy. He also said that you are America's most feckless president since Carter. What would you like to say to Mr. Romney?
Good luck tonight.
No, really.
Really?
And to that, Mitt Romney said today, quote, "I appreciate the good wishes and I wish him the best."